Hello, good evening and welcome to Spotlight. Visibility, access and market are some critical challenges that face local businesses. The Ministry of Information has started an interesting new project aimed at solving some of these problems. They have unveiled a project dubbed Amplified. It's supposed to support young Ghanaian businesses embarking on selected courses and to give them a platform to showcase themselves. Of course, at Spotlight, we have questions concerning the how and the why, and we will get answers tonight here on Spotlight. But before that, we'll go for a quick break. Please stay with us.
Across Africa, nations are beginning to trade among themselves like never before, creating the largest continental market the world has ever seen. On the Single African Market Program, we will show you how products and services will be crossing barriers as the continent and its people embrace a single market in a sustainable manner for growth and development to meet targeted UN development goals.
Congratulations, Your Excellency.
Get the latest update on all opportunities from the Continent's Trade House. Know the success stories and how challenges are being addressed. Africa is ready to trade among itself and the world, so are the people. The Single African Market is the voice of businesses that trumpets the vision of Africa everywhere in association with the Government of Ghana, CFTA Secretariat, International Chamber of Commerce, Business for Peace Foundation, GIZ, UNECA, and UNDP. All new on MX24.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Thank you for staying. Before the break, I mentioned we're discussing a project that has been unveiled by the Ministry of Information, which is supposed to tackle exposure and access for young businesses in Ghana. There's an entire process to accessing this support. And in the studio, we have two gentlemen who are going to be speaking to the project and to the questions that we have. My name is Nwam Falong. We are grateful for this 1 hour of your time. In the studio, I have with me Nicholas Foley. He's an entrepreneur. He's also a beneficiary of the project, so he's going to be taking a lot of our questions. We also have Nathaniel Alpha, who is head of social media and digital innovations at the Ministry of Information. Welcome to Spotlight, gentlemen.
Thank you for the opportunity.
This project was recently launched by the Minister for Information, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah. We're going to take a brief profile of this project, and then we'll come back and discuss it. Stay.
Make a few remarks. Shortly, I'll invite a few colleagues to join me as we unveil Amplified proper. We're doing this, as we heard the audio credits, in partnership with the Ministry of Trade and its agencies. So the National Entrepreneurship Innovation Program and several other agencies under the ministry, they are all partnering and they'll support us on this course. The Ministry of Education is helping us on Amplified Success so that we can take some material from the campuses and amplify to the rest of the world. The Ministry of Gender and Social Protection is helping us on Amplified Social so that we can also spread the word there. And the Ministry of Youth and Sports, as was mentioned, is also with us. One of their agencies, the National Youth Authority, is the one that they've nominated to be with us. I want to acknowledge sincerely the support of our social media influencers and bloggers. And I really, really thank you. When we met, I told you that we don't only have one CD for this, but it's something that we can do together as young people to support other young people. And I really want to thank you that you've come on board. I also want to thank the television stations that have agreed to partner us to spread the word a bit more. Just to reiterate my earlier comment, the Bible says, silver and gold we don't have. What we have is what we'll give you. What we have is a platform to amplify. And that is why we are making it available to all of these courses. Now, Amplified will roll out fully on the 1st of July. So from now to the end of June, the teams will be packaging some materials as they identify them to put them together so that from the 1st of July, Amplified will roll fully from 1st of July to the end of the year, 6-month social marketing project. How do you nominate somebody to be part of it? How do you nominate a course? How do you nominate a young entrepreneur? There are 2 ways you can do that. You can go to the Ministry of Information's website, moi.gov.gh, and you'll find a page called /amplified. So moi.gov.gh/amplified, or you can just send us an email, amplified@moi.gov.gh, amplified@moi.gov.gh, and just nominate a course and attach whatever material that you think is relevant for that nomination. There's a project team that also has people from our bloggers community. They'll be looking at the nominations that come in, and part of the team from the Ministry of Information and some of our collaborating partners will also have an opportunity to look at it, and they'll decide what should be amplified and how it should be amplified. I want to invite the acting chief executive of the NYA. I want to invite my sister Patty. I want to invite my chief director to join me as we unveil Amplified. So we will start. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, colleagues. And from the 1st of July, we'll be looking forward to seeing all of these courses projected on our various platforms, on the ministry's social platforms, and on the platforms of our collaborators. Colleagues, thank you very much for joining us to launch Amplified. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one final thing I'd like to do.
And that was a video of the Information Minister, Honorable Kojo Nkrumah, launching the Amplified project. Now, before any other question, isn't this a diversion from the core mandate of the Ministry of Information?
This is not a diversion from the core mandate of the Ministry of Information. We need to situate this in a certain context.
Okay.
The ministry from 2017 to 2020 spent a lot of energy into growing its social media channels.
Okay.
As at the end of 2020, the ministry had a combined audience of close to 1.2 million Ghanaians on its digital media channels. We were reaching close to 300 Ghanaians within a month, 3 million Ghanaians a month with our content, mainly on government communication. So for the Ministry of Information coming into 2021, the question was, how can we use our social media audience or our digital asset for activity beyond just government communication? And if you look at the main functions of the Ministry of Information, the ministry exists to provide Ghanaians with information about the country. And so through Amplified, we are moving away from traditionally putting out government information to also putting out information that helps to build society, information that offers value to Ghanaians.
So was it through thinking around how to use your audience that you came up with this particular project, or were there other areas you saw you could use your audience?
So it's a combination of 2 things. It is based on things we've done before, but scattered and not properly structured. We just do them out of the blue because an opportunity arose itself for us to do it. And also because we believe that there's a point in time where the Ghanaian youth had to benefit from something from the use of social media. And hence the question was, how do you use social media for good? So when the question was posed, we had to look internal to look at what we've done before and which one gave us the best of returns and how can we deploy a similar course. And so Amplified was agreed upon as the way to go.
And what does Amplify seek to do? We see that it's something to do with entrepreneurship. You want to give them a platform. How are you going to do that?
So Amplify is what you call a digital marketing initiative by the Ministry of Information to promote the work of young Ghanaian entrepreneurs, to support social causes, and to drive mentoring initiatives. In order to appreciate how we intend to do this, we have to look at the various categories of Amplify, which is one is Amplify Business. So for Amplify Business, we select a young entrepreneur who is offering something of value in their community. And so the Minister for Information or the Minister for Trade will spend a day with this Ghanaian entrepreneur. And then a video or some pictures of their engagement will be recorded and shared on the ministry's digital media platforms. We're also doing this in support of various digital media influencers, so various social media bloggers. And so when the packaging is done, they will also share it on their platform in order for us to reach more audience with the materials we produce of the engagement between the Minister for Information and the young Ghanaian entrepreneur.
Is this going to focus on what they're producing or their courses?
So this will focus on the product and service of the young entrepreneur. That is if we are dealing with Amplified Business. But when you come to Amplify Social, in case there is a national conversation you want us to have, let's say you want us to have a conversation about children with special needs. How do we relate to them? How can we support them? The Ministry of Information is willing to avail its digital media access to assist you have that conversation online. Again, that is for Amplify Social. And then when you come to Amplify Success, and the Amplify Success, we believe that there are a lot of good Ghanaian stories that we should be telling or showing to the world. So for every week, the Ministry of Information social media handles will dedicate some time to telling the stories of Ghanaians who are doing amazing stuff, so we can all learn the best practices from them and look at how we can use that to impact ourselves.
So there are three branches,
Yeah.
if I understand you. There's success, there's business, and social.
Yeah.
What determines which of these branches you are working with?
So for Amplify Business, you have to be a young Ghanaian entrepreneur.
How young is young?
So I mean the general definition of a youth, and so you should be within a certain age.
Is there a
range.
cutoff age? Is there a specific cutoff
Yes,
age?
there's a cutoff age for that.
35, 40, what?
So we are looking at 40.
Okay.
So below
40
the
is
age of
decent.
40, we'll gladly look at the business you're engaging. Again, we recommend that you use a material of local origin. We want to promote the use of our local raw materials.
Okay, the caveat here that I see is that you have to be using local raw materials.
Yeah.
Why is there a focus on raw materials locally?
Well, we want to support our own, and we believe that there are a lot of raw materials in Ghana we need to put to good use.
So part of the reasoning behind this is to promote made in Ghana also, using
course.
Ghanaian. Okay.
Of course. And if you look at the story of Nicholas, you realize that he makes use of local raw materials in his production, and for us that's a very good thing.
Beyond that, what other caveats are there?
So it must be an existing business.
Okay.
We don't intend to go through a process of helping a business
To register.
to register. Yes.
So when you say existing business, it means it must be registered.
It must be registered, or it must exist on paper and in presence. We should be able to identify where you are, because we'll pay you a visit and do a video production of your outfit.
If you are talking about using local raw materials, it means there are other departments that are involved in this beyond the Ministry of Information.
Yeah,
So in my mind, I'm seeing the Ministry of Trade,
yeah,
Youth and Employment.
yeah.
Who are your partners?
So the partners of Amplified are at various fronts. From the government front, we have the Ministry of Trade and Industry. We have the Ministry of Education for Amplify Success. We have the National Youth Authority, again for Amplify Success. And when it comes to issues relating to social conversation, we have the Ministry of Gender and Social Protections. These are government institutions that have decided to support us on this cause. We expect this partnership to grow, and we expect to have the National Entrepreneurship Innovations Program and various government institutions to on board with us.
And what is the private angle?
So the private angle here is the social media bloggers we are working with. So we call them project partners. So they will also pick the video content and share them, because if you look at the various bloggers we have, if you add their audiences, you are getting close to 5 million Ghanaians on social media who use their channels. So if you add that to our 1.2 million, that gives you close to like 6 million Ghanaians on social media who we will reach with our content if we decide to amplify you. For us, that is a very huge audience, and we intend to use this to support the businesses of young Ghanaians.
Before you proceed, although we have so many other questions, I want to hear from Foley, Nicholas.
Yes.
How come the project, when does the project start? July?
Yeah, July.
And how can you have already benefited from a project that has not started?
I mean, that's a very exciting question. I happen to be fortunate, I should say.
Okay.
I was on Twitter one Tuesday morning, 29th of September to be precise, because I still remember, because I
29th of September, which year is this?
2020, last year.
Okay.
Yes. So that morning, I decided to go online and check what's going on. Then I go online. The first comment I saw was that the Minister of Information had posted something. And, you know, then I was going through the comments. And, I mean, you know what Twitter does. Buzzes with comments and, you know, all sorts of things. So I read through the chats and the conversation. Then I just dropped a picture of a bag that I make. I mean, I make bags and apparel. So I posted a picture as a comment that I make these bags. I mean, and if anybody is interested, they can contact me. Then I put my number there. And I said, this is how we can move our country forward and benefit from the after. Then, I mean, I just posted something. It's something I do. I mean, I've been posting since I began my business. But then this one took a different turn. So after I posted the comments with my bag, like 2 minutes afterwards, then I saw a notification that Kojo Oponkroma is following you.
Okay.
And I was like, no, I mean, wait a minute.
And does he run the profile himself?
Yes, the minister manages his digital asset himself.
Okay, that's a real information guy.
and putting out
Yes, so when I saw that, I was amazed because, like, I mean, I know how government officials are and the way they be, when you follow them, they won't follow back and all that. So I was amazed. So that I went to check the account. Is it his verified? I mean, is this a Kojo Oponkroma I know? Then I checked, verified. Then a minute or two after that notification again, then I saw a DM from him. Hi, Nicholas. Is this a laptop bag or a general use bag? Then I commented, it's a laptop bag. Okay. Can you send me your number so I call you? Then I sent him my number and say 5 minutes and I received a call from him asking that. So he asked me how I make, I mean, do I do bulk orders or I just do per order? And I told him, I mean, per my capacity now, I just make per order. So then he said, okay, he's ordering 5. I should bring it on Monday, which is 5th of October, 2020. And let's have a discussion. And that's how it began for me. So I made the bag with the best of fabric. I mean, because I knew, I mean, I already made good bags, but if you are going
to put your best foot forward.
Exactly. If you are going to meet somebody of, I mean, such caliber, then you should put your best foot forward, which is what I did. So I picked the best fabric, best material, gave it the best of finishing, and, you know, delivered the bags to him. Then we met, we spoke, he asked me a few questions about, I mean, what my needs are. I told him my needs basically is to reach higher audiences, because when I do, then all the other things I need will come in terms of the money to be able to expand. He said, okay, we had a few conversations, we took a few shots. Then in the evening of that day, he posted the pictures of the bags, he taking the bags and the ones he bought, and a photo of him and myself. I mean, he's seen my products, they are good, he loves them, and he's encouraging people to patronize, and that's how it began for me.
How did it feel to see him posting your products? And
I mean, like, it's super amazing.
Did it affect your market?
Exactly, it did. You know, because of the influence of social media, it brings people's attention and focus on you. I am far away from town. I don't have a shop around. You know, I was making this from home at first until I got a shop, which is still far away from town. So you need a platform that will help you project your works out there beyond your own locality. And that's exactly what this initiative did for me.
So the bags you make, which local raw materials do you use in the production of those bags?
Okay, so first of all, I make bags with African fabric. So the best of fabric we know in Ghana is GTP and Woodin, and the ATLs and all
The best of fabric is Kente.
okay. I mean, in terms of the
Woven
lighter,
fabric.
yes, the lighter weight materials that are in
And
vogue.
fugu.
Yes, and fugu, and fugu. I mean, so but I mean, in terms of the materials that are in vogue, we see these African fabrics and colors. I mean, it's exciting. So that's what I use, and then leather. So I use fabric and leather. So those are my, I mean, local material base.
Is the leather local leather?
Some of it imported because it has to be a certain way as well. But then part of it is also local.
So can someone make another and request exactly what kind of fabrics and what kind of leather they want to use?
Exactly. So I make that kind of special initiative as well, so that I meet my client, they tell me exactly what they want. Okay, I want it this way. So maybe they see my designs of the bag. They say, no, I've seen this design on the internet that I like. So, okay, I sit with the person, we discuss. Okay, I want this part this way, this part that way, and I make it.
So it's custom
made.
measurement.
Exactly.
The measurements are custom also.
Exactly.
Let me ask a controversial question. Did you have to show a party card to get all this help?
Never.
Really?
I mean, I am not a party person. I'm just my regular Ghanaian.
You don't follow any political party?
No. Doing my regular work somewhere. I mean, I was just focusing on what I do, making sure that I put food on the table for myself and my dependents. That's exactly what I was doing. And then, boom, I got this, I mean, grace, I should call it.
Interesting. Let me come back to him. Since you claim you did not have to flash a party card. What requirements do you expect of the entrepreneur who is approaching you?
Yeah.
Should the person be politically aligned?
No.
Or is it
no?
All of us are cake?
This is what you may want to call a national cake. And so if you look at the story of Nicholas, he doesn't know the Minister for Information from Adam. He just decided to put himself out there in his business. And the minister responded. One thing Nicholas didn't say is that as a result of the intervention, he was able to buy new equipment. He had an increase in demand. So for us, for amplified business, you don't have to belong to any party. This is young people supporting young people. All you have to do is to tell us that your business exists, it is located at this place, and then we'll come and do the rest.
If my business is located in Tamale, will you go?
We'll be in Tamale. We'll be in Tamale the whole day with you. The Minister for Information will leave Accra, and we'll be in Tamale with you and then interact with you, and we'll record you and put you out.
Do you know where Tamale is?
Yes, I know where Tamale is.
If my business is located in Nakwanduri,
we'll come there. Even if it is beyond Nakwanduri, we'll come there.
But are you giving any concessions to vulnerable groups?
Yes, we are.
Right?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We believe that there are people who deserve more support. And so for us, if those are some exceptions to the rule, when we have to prioritize between someone who is vulnerable and someone who is already existing, we'll have to go for that person. So we prioritize them, and we'll give them more support and more attention than we would give to a mainstream person.
What are the areas of vulnerability? Is there disability, gender, rural areas? So
everything. So there's a project committee that will evaluate the requests as and when they come in. And so for us, we want to tell the story. We want to amplify things that the mainstream media won't do on a normal day. So for us, we pay very critical attention to this.
How long is this project running?
We are running this till we are tired, till we are able to get a lot of the Ghanaian businesses.
What if you are tired in 1 week?
We won't get tired in 1 week because there are a lot of Ghanaian businesses we need to push online. And
so you don't have a cap on how many businesses
we don't have
you
a
want
cap,
to
but what you should expect that every week we are going to profile a business of a young Ghanaian entrepreneur.
Every week, so it's
every
a weekly
week.
thing.
It's a weekly
starting
thing.
from
the 1st of July.
The 1st of July.
Yeah.
If there's a business person who's watching,
yeah.
You know, when you say you visit the person's business premises,
yeah.
let me tell you one of the main challenges of
yeah.
local businesses.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if fully face that.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't have shops
yeah.
or areas where they are working.
Yeah.
Some people are working from their kitchens.
Yeah.
A lot of these people who are producing food, selling food, are working from their kitchens.
Yeah.
People who are making maybe clothes and things to wear, footwear, working from garage.
Yeah.
You know, some of them from like their front porch, a corner of their front
yeah.
porch. So, will you go to these areas, or can the person give you an alternative option?
It is part of the story we want to tell.
Okay.
That listen, this is a young Ghanaian doing amazing work, but he doesn't have the capacity to get to a certain standards. This is his current situation. Can you help him grow by buying one of his products or by using one of his services? And so for us, it is part of the story we want to tell. If we have to make an exception, we'll gladly look at that.
So when a person thinks about approaching you,
Yeah.
what is the easiest way?
So the easiest way to do this is to send us an email.
What's
so
the
you
email?
send an email to amplified@moi.gov.gh.
So let me just read it out. So
Yeah.
it's amplified, which is AMPLIFIED
Yeah.
at moi.gov.gh.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Yes.
who responds to this email?
So the project team will respond to this email, acknowledge receipt of your email, and then they'll be in touch to arrange for you to be videoed.
What languages are we looking at? Because when we talk about English,
Yeah.
it means we're going to narrow,
Yeah.
and exclude a lot of
Yeah.
people. There's
Yeah.
someone who is watching.
Yeah.
The person is not an English person, but the
Yeah.
person has a small business
Yeah.
that's serving their community.
Yeah.
There's some of them who are even useful to their communities,
Yeah.
but they don't speak English or
Yeah.
they speak very little English.
Yeah.
Will you be able to engage with them in their local language?
Yes, we'll gladly engage with them in their local
Have you
language.
made provision for that?
Yes, we have provisions for that. We are going to talk about things that Ghanaians, because we want to support young people to grow, and we don't want there to be any restrictions to this. So we engage them in their local language. My Minister for Information speaks various languages, and so he comes in handy in trying to get this done.
Does he speak Gonja?
I've not heard him speak Gonja, but I'll do well to ask him.
You have people who speak Gonja on your team.
Yes, we can always get people who speak. Our team is a very large one. We have
Zamrama.
we have people from various backgrounds on our team, and so we look forward to helping people in various parts of their community, of their country.
So if I'm a Dagati business, I can.
Even if I have to learn Dagati to make sure that we can amplify, you, I'll gladly do that.
You
so we
gladly
can do
amplify the person.
that. Yeah,
Initially, I asked you if you have to flash a party card
yeah,
before you are selected,
yeah.
and you said no.
Yes.
But how transparent is the entire process? Is it only one person who is sitting, because people have their biases?
Yeah.
Is it only one person who's sitting behind the computer? They'll get the email. They'll probably look at it and like, no, I don't like this person.
Yeah.
Disqualify someone based on no real reason.
Yeah.
Who are on that team that are making these selections?
So we have a project team that consists of reps from the Ministry of Information,
Okay.
reps from the various government institutions, and then we have some independent people who are not government people also on the project team. So we have some of the bloggers and social media influencers who have also opted to be part of the project team. And so this independent committee will sit down to look at the requests as at when they come in, and then they will evaluate them and recommend businesses that should be amplified.
What other advantage
Yeah.
can people derive from this? Are you giving any money?
No, we've not reached the stage where we want to give money yet. For us, we just want to tell your story, because just in the case of Nicholas, we didn't give him money, but we gave him an audience that has led to more revenue for him. And so we want to promote young businesses, because in giving people audience, in helping to expand the market reach of a young entrepreneur, you create a series of activities that he can benefit from. And so that is what we are seeking to do.
There's an interesting angle to this,
Yeah.
where usually one political party endorses a business,
Yeah.
and then the next political party will come and say, you belong to this
Yeah.
party.
Yeah.
You're saying the process is not political,
Yeah.
but you may endorse my business, then the PPP will come
Yeah.
in the next few years
Yeah.
and refuse to work with me because
Yeah.
they think maybe I'm MPP.
Yeah.
Have you thought about this angle? How are you approaching it?
Yeah, we have, and we have thought about it, and so we are not treating Amplified as a normal government activity. We are treating Amplified as a project that can even outlive the Minister for Information, and so we have an independent digital media channels for Amplified. Again, we have people who are not affiliated to government who are supporting this, and so I talk about the digital media influencers who are also on board on it. In all our advocacy, in all our conversation, all what we keep saying is that, listen, we need to support the young Ghanaians to reach larger markets. We need to tell our stories, and that is what we are seeking to do. And so for us, if we look at the various mechanisms we've put in place to ensure that we depoliticize Amplified. We believe that we will kind of take away that thing about, oh, this business is being done for political expediency, and then ensure that Ghanaian business get the support they need in order for them to reach larger markets.
I'm going to go back to Foley because he's experienced this. And what I want to ask you is, how can a local business position itself to benefit from this particular exposure? Because it's about how you take advantage of the opportunity. You can be given a platform, and if you don't take advantage of it, it won't really reflect in your... So how can you position yourself as a business?
Okay, I think that first of all, you have to make sure that you are doing the right thing. In the sense that you have to be putting out quality every time. You have to have a hallmark.
Consistent quality.
Consistency, exactly. It's one of the things that Ghanaian businesses generally would lack. Like say you buy something today. Today is this taste. Tomorrow is that. It's because
the taste is changing.
Exactly. It's because we do not document our processes. So that's one of the key things that we have to do. We must make sure that we are putting out quality works every time.
Something you can easily duplicate.
Exactly. So you have to make sure that your processes are well documented. If like what I do with the bags, to get consistent quality, for example, laptop bag, I have a pattern that I use in cutting the various sizes. So that today I don't cut a 15.6-inch laptop bag for you a certain way. I deliver to you, then your 15.6 laptop cannot fit in it. Then maybe Alphas would fit. You know, so that's one of the things.
Use a wrong standard of
exactly. So we should look out for, as young business, we should look out for what the market is looking to receive, because people would like to pay for quality. That is what I have experienced. No matter the price you are putting against it, if it's quality, if it's well made, people would, will patronize. So for young business to be able to take advantage of this platform, they should put out quality. Make sure that it's consistent every time. You are making the right products at the right size, the same way every time, and you will benefit from this.
How is the business, you as an individual, we're talking about what people will pay for your product. Did you have to pay anything for the exposure?
No. I mean, I have told you my story. Like that morning, there
was no point at which they said, oh, fill this form, but the form is sensitive.
Never. I mean, never. Like, that's my excitement.
We have to ask. It happens.
Because, I'm particularly excited because, I have tweeted, I have put out my works severally since I began in 2018.
Okay.
But I have not.
What's the name of the business?
Demea B&A.
Okay.
Enterprise. So, Demea Bags and Apparel.
Okay, so you make apparel also?
Yes.
Did you make what you're wearing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. That's why I wore it today. I mean, to show
that.
Show us.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, with my label on it and all that. You see, so like I'm saying, I didn't have to pay anything because I just put it out there. All I was doing was what I do regularly. So, on Tuesdays, for example, Shatter has a page you call Shatter Tuesday Market or something like that. So every Tuesday I would put out my work regularly,
expecting to be amplified.
Exactly. But then that morning it was different. I just woke up and I was like, okay, today is Tuesday. Let me check up Twitter. Let me see if I can put something out there. So when I opened, the first thing is that I saw a notification that he had posted something. Then I just clicked on it. Where I was reading a comment and I was like, let me just drop my bag and see what happens. I mean, that was just it.
But you were prepared. Your business was prepared for the opportunity.
Exactly. I was prepared. So businesses must be prepared. So I had raw materials ready. So when he said that, okay, deliver a bag to me on Monday, I was ready to deliver.
Yeah.
I wasn't now going to run around and get the materials. Okay, do I have that fabric? No, I had everything set. I was just waiting for.
It was just waiting for the time
exactly.
to put yourself forward.
That was
interesting. What happens after Amplified for a business? What happens?
So after Amplify, we would keep in touch.
Okay.
And look at how we have amplified you? To what extent is it benefiting from you? After we grow amplified to a certain stage, we expect that we'll have more of an online library where when you go, you get to see a lot of businesses
that have been affected by this.
By amplifying. We also intend to have more like a homecoming event where we bring all the various businesses.
So class of 2021,
yes, exactly.
Class of 2022, okay.
And have all of them converge at one place, and not just and put them in front of various people that can amplify their business. And so he mentioned Shatta Wale. So imagine you put all of them together and then bring various celebrities to be present and see how they can also adopt and amplify those businesses on their various platforms.
Don't you give them any responsibilities apart from, so many benefits?
Yeah.
You've given them so many benefits.
Yeah.
What is their responsibility?
So their responsibility is what we expect of every good Ghanaian business to do. Ensure you continue to provide value to Ghanaians. Ensure you are observing our laws. Ensure that just as we have decided to extend a hand to you, extend a hand to society too, because it is by doing such initiative that we can make society a better place.
So you're saying there's no cap on the number of businesses that you want to affect. You're just going every week. You want to affect somebody.
There's no cap.
How has this entire journey affected you so far? And I think Nicholas should take that.
Okay.
How has it affected you as an entrepreneur? There are a lot of young people in Ghana today who all they want to do is get out of the country. They're looking for every opportunity to leave. I'm sure when you started your business too, you had some moments when you were struggling. I have a small business, and there's a saying that
should be amplified too.
there's a saying that for small entrepreneurs, there are days when you want to hang yourself. There are days when you want to pack up, hang your gloves, you're done. Have you had those moments before amplification, and after amplification? How has it affected your previous mindset?
Yeah, so let me start from here. I mean, when you mentioned that a lot of young Ghanaians would want to go out, this business idea came to me at a forum where I wanted to go out.
Okay.
Yes, because I had finished uni, then I was looking for opportunities to do my master's. Then I called up this friend of mine. Okay, UKS is having an event at the hotel just across Accra City. I mean, the one close to Accra City. What was that? That's not Moving Pig, but then the other one.
I know there's Moving Pig, then there's Accra City, which is not Accra City.
But just the one before Accra City. I've forgotten the name briefly. So I called my friend. Okay, UKS is having an event over there because I had applied for school. I had gotten admission at University of Glasgow to study transport development.
Did you have scholarship?
Yes, so they had given me 30% scholarship.
Okay,
and then the school was coming, and then so I needed to meet them and discuss, further opportunity because I wanted more. But then we were at that event, and my friend said, okay, she's a chartered accountant, but then she wants to do something in addition to that. And I'm like, what do you want to do? She said she wants to sew. And I was like, I could teach you. I sew. And it's just like, really? How do you sew? Because I used to teach. Then I told her, I learned to sew when I was in senior high. And in senior high, I was making these drawstring bags, and I was selling to my mates, and I was making some money. Then she asked me, why haven't you made it a business? Then it's just like a spot of light just dropped in my mind. Boom. I'm like, think about it. I'm going to do this. So I started with making small drawstring bags. So every business has to start from somewhere. That was back in 2008. I was making those. Then in 2009, preparing for WASI, I stopped making those. I focused on school and other things. So even coming back to the basics of doing what I used to do was a challenge. It took me days to be able to make one after that long period. But then it was persistency and the determination and the drive to succeed.
And you had to polish your skills.
Exactly. So I had to polish. I had to go online. I have to be learning. Okay, YouTube. How do I do the strings to pull and close the bag? So I was constantly learning. I was constantly improving. I'll add one product. Okay, I was making drawstring bags. Then with a little machine, it wasn't powerful enough. I gathered myself, got one industrial machine. Then I started from there. So before the minister ordered my product, I had one industrial machine. After that, I got another because the income was becoming quite,
you were getting
something.
more.
So that's how businesses go. You struggle. I wouldn't say that it's been all easy peasy. Like you won't have it fun. I mean, you have to struggle, but then you have to be determined that I want to do this. So I went from wanting to go to University of Glasgow so I ditched that and started making bags. And
Instead of struggling for money, you know, which is probably not forthcoming, you decided to make your own money small, right here in Ghana.
Exactly.
Right. Now, when you started and you got some benefits, right? Now, beyond the benefits you've received from this project, did you discover any areas in which the project can be improved upon?
Okay, for me, I feel that this moment is just the right moment, like what is happening with Amplified now. Because I remember when I got that amplification, I mean, being the pioneer to be amplified, then people will come in my DM, oh, hi. So when I see text, like anytime you text me, I'm not thinking about anything than to take your orders.
Okay.
So someone, I mean, comes into my WhatsApp and says, hi, how are you? I'm like, okay, hi. So I have an automatic response.
Yeah,
so hi. Then it has my catalog link to it. So view my catalog, pick what you want, and let's take it from there. And then this person will be like, oh, no, I want to find out how you met the minister. Can you help me? I've been trying to reach him. I'm like, please. I didn't know him from Adam. I mean, all we know is him in media space. We all see, but to come that close, I don't. So please, just send him a tweet, or send him a DM in his Twitter. He might respond because I mean, that's how I got to him.
Okay.
So I feel that it's just a great opportunity for other people, so that all of these other people who have been wanting an opportunity to get their businesses amplified now have it on a silver platter.
Let me look at the benefit in real terms.
Yeah.
Let's say before the amplification, how many bags were you selling in a week?
Okay.
And after the amplification, how many bags are you selling in a week?
Okay, so in let's say before Amplified, I was putting out my works out there, but then it was mainly through recommendations. So someone would be like, okay, I bought this bag from Nicholas, I like it. So that was how I was going. But then now that I was Amplified, then the orders were coming, like, so in a week I could have 5, in a week I could have 10, like it keeps going like that. So that's how, I mean, beneficial it has been to me.
So you have grown literally in figures every week.
Exactly.
And then it keeps building upon how much.
Exactly.
Right.
And the other aspect too is that it has helped me to go into other products. So initially it was just bags.
You've expanded.
I've expanded to the making of other things, because what was limiting me basically...
Now you make apparel.
I make apparel. What was limiting me was the equipment, the machine. I didn't have that, even though I had the idea, okay, this is something I want to do. Then my friends too will come to me, oh, I mean, once you make the bags, you could make these things, you could add that. But then the limit was the equipment, because my first machine is just a leather machine. It couldn't sew fabrics. So then this gave me the opportunity to widen my product base, and I've added a couple of other products, and I'm growing. And then the other benefit is also that because I know that now I am reaching a higher audience, it's make me more conscious of what I do. So maybe I could make a bag for you. I make it well, but I know that this bag is going to tell a story. So say, Fallon, I make you a bag. I know that this bag might reach someone else, not just you. So I am more conscious. My processes are being more tailored. That's one of the benefits that I have gotten from this.
So you've gotten exposure.
Exactly.
You now have a bigger market.
Exactly.
You have expanded. What other benefits have they been for you?
Okay, so the other thing also is that it has really put me in other spaces.
Okay.
Because at first it was just people in my community around.
Status.
But now,
Now you're a big man.
I have someone in New York wearing a DeMayo bag.
Hey.
You know,
Hey.
so just that.
You are a big man.
No, I mean, I'm still I'm still a young business.
No, now you're an international business.
I'm still growing.
If people outside the country are wearing your product,
Exactly.
you have reached international status. So that is what
growing.
it has gotten
growing.
for you.
Yeah.
Now, Nicholas,
Yeah.
would you recommend this project to any entrepreneur?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So today on my WhatsApp status, then I was explaining to people how the process works. So I told them, okay.
So you have become an ambassador.
Exactly. So I told them exactly a week ago, I was at the launch of Amplified, and this is the purpose. It is meant to showcase young entrepreneurs. So if you are a young business also into something, go to the ministry's webpage, follow through the process. And I've told a couple of my friends, and they have applied. So I absolutely, recommend it, because when I look at the struggle that I was going through to get people to hear about my product, and before then and now, I mean, I could just be grateful and get other people on board. So I'm holding the door open for other people to come through.
What's the future looking like for your business?
The future is just great. You know the reason?
After international
The reason is that you will not stop wearing a bag.
Yeah.
You will not stop wearing an apparel. You always want to look trendy. You always want to be fashionable, and we are there. So the opportunities are limitless, and we are at such a time where African fabrics are getting the attention. If you go on Pinterest, if you go on all the online platforms, just Google African print or something, you have people in all parts of the world wearing an African print. So that gives us African print manufacturers such a good ground to, make more, because African prints and African fabrics are in vogue. So it's just about time we take advantage of the times we are in and make some money and, make our country
Take
great.
advantage of the times you are in and make some money instead of constantly thinking about how you can leave the country, because it's possible to bloom right here in our country. We have the information minister telling young entrepreneurs how they can take advantage of the project. We'll just play that video right away.
Well, this is an opportunity for young people who are doing various interesting things to have their works amplified, and it is designed to provide them at least with that platform, which otherwise would have cost them a lot of money to reach some of these large audiences. And we believe that that's our little contribution we can make to support the work of young people. So, if for us as a ministry we have access to over 1 million people, and as the social media influencers and bloggers put together, they are sitting on close to about 10 million people if you put them together. We believe that partnering with them to get our word and our message out there for what young people are doing will help groups of young people to reach out to more young people about what they are doing, and in so doing catalyze our progress and our growth. If we just need to make a nomination, and the project team will select either a young entrepreneur or a social protection program or a mentorship program, and then they will amplify it. It is our support, it's our way of supporting young people. Like I said, silver and gold we don't have. What we have is a platform to amplify, and that's what we are lending to young people. We're happy to support them. It's first phase from the 1st of July to the end of the year, and then depending on how it goes, we'll take decisions moving forward.
I hear him mention mentorship programs.
Yeah.
If I have a mentorship idea that I want to pitch to you, which branch of the project is this?
So put that under Amplify Success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is going to fund this mentorship?
Again, we'll look at how we can get you funds if we have to do. But our main cause will be to let people know about your mentorship program, because by doing that, any cooperative can be interested and decide to support you.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other, let's say, politicians or individuals who will be helping you amplify these people? I mean, we know you're working with the media, you're working with other ministries, but will the Minister of Trade, for example?
Yes, yes. The Minister of Trade will also be involved in amplifying this cause. We're also going to have some celebrities that are going to be involved in trying to. So it is not just the Minister for Information doing this, but we have various partners will also be on board.
These celebrities and these bloggers you're mentioning, they work for money.
Yes, so we call them over to the ministry and say, listen, this is what we want to do.
Okay.
We want to support young people. Can you help us do that? And most of them agreed to doing this. So they are doing this for free. Naturally, they will charge you to get this
Nathan, you are saying that you are not paying the bloggers?
We are not paying the bloggers. They are doing this because just as we see this as our corporate social responsibility, they also see it as same. And they share in the vision. They are actually running with the vision of trying to support young people because they also have audiences. And those audiences has to be put to good use aside always making from them.
So if I have a business and let's say my business is import and export. I'm importing from China to sell. I'm importing from America to sell. And you are telling me that's only made in Ghana people you are. So as for my business, what happens?
So the project committee will have to look at your business. And see if there is a way for them to make an exception or if there is no way for them to make an exception.
But can I restructure it?
Yes, you can. You can restructure it to benefit from our project because we want to promote a lot of young businesses, and so we don't want there to be any restrictions as to how this is done. So the project committee will sit down, look at your request, and look at how they can amplify your work.
I asked him earlier. I asked Nicholas Foley, what next?
What next?
After Amplified. For the Ministry of Information, for the Ministry of Trade, for the Ministry of Youth and Employment. What next after Amplified?
So I can't speak for the various ministries, but I can speak for what we intend to do at the ministry. We believe that it is time where we do a lot of things to help young people because our minister is himself a very young person, very passionate about issues of youth development. And one way we can do that is to avail our social media handles, which we have done, to support young people. There will be various activities that we look at undertaking to ensure that we support young people and we get them contributing or playing their part in national development.
Do you think there can be any improvements anywhere?
There can. I mean, change is always happening. And for the past few years, change has been happening. And a lot of things can still be done. We are not saying that we've reached a stage where we should be okay with where we are now. A lot can be done to make things better for all of us. And by supporting such causes, by driving mentoring initiative, by having conversations that matters, by supporting the work of young businesses, we believe we are inspiring change and getting Ghanaians to think in a certain direction. Is
there any part of it that educates these entrepreneurs? Because besides amplifying them, some of them are going to come to you very green. Is there any part that maybe fine-tunes their business that in a way you think will benefit them?
And that's why we have the Ministry of Trade and Industry on board. Again, if you look at our bloggers, we have a group called Blogging Ghana, who are also part of our project partners. Blogging Ghana is what we may want to call one of a few of the organizations that open up the internet space in Ghana. And they have opted to run some trainings for most of their business. So beyond we using our digital media assets to amplify you, we'll look at how we can also set you up on various digital platforms and how we can empower you to also do your own promotions on digital medias and how you can also create your own viral content and get more audiences for your business.
So there'll be some tech training.
There'll be some tech training for them. Practical, very practical training.
Okay, because he's, in the beginning he said he had to go back and learn a bit more on how to actually make it, the products that he's selling. Would there be like mentors in there to assist these businesses? Yes,
there'll be mentors in there because if you look at our approach, we have Amplified Success. So Amplified Success is more about mentoring, more about guidance, more about leadership. So we are going to connect you with business people who have been there, who have done it before, who have seen it all, and then they are going to guide you on your various paths. How we want to do is to end up creating like a fellowship of young Ghanaian entrepreneurs. And so if you have a fellowship, you can always give them content, you can always refer them to things of value, you can always point them in the right direction. And we can even assist them if need be to assess some government projects or some government initiatives.
Hey, you sound like this thing was your idea, the way you know.
it is an idea of young people who sat down to look at the best way to do this. And so the ministry is fully behind this.
Nathaniel, what are your closing remarks?
We believe we need a lot of Ghanaians to get on board to benefit from this project. we believe that it is time young people support young people. And one way to get amplified by the Ministry of Information is to send us an email of what we are doing. So send an email to amplified@moi.gov.gh, and our team will be in touch, and then we'll amplify your work and get you to reach wider audience.
Nicholas.
Yes.
Closing remarks.
Yes, so I want to tell every...
To your international customers.
Yes, to all my international customers, I want to say thank you so much. I mean, to all my friends who have been there for me from day one, because my friends were my first customers. So I can only be grateful to them. I think
that's for every business.
Exactly.
Your friends are family and friends.
Exactly.
That's where you start.
Exactly.
And then you upskill from there.
Yes, and then
a shout out.
yes, and then a special mention to my mentor, because you see, I was just making bags. I didn't have idea about how a business should progress, how a business should strategize, and I have somebody in my corner doing that for me in the person of Madame Sally Ajete.
Is it the same person who gave you the idea initially?
No, that was just my friend. I went to the UK as a venture, but she's a consultant. You know, she has done a lot of work with other big businesses, so she uses that opportunity to help me, you know, educate me on, you know, what are the best practices a business should, you know, take, what are the best things. So I can only be grateful.
This is another key angle, and you should be, I mean, yes, for small businesses and entrepreneurs.
You should look for someone who can guide you, who can be there for you, you know, because if you are alone, you will burn out. You will burn out. But if you know that there is so I meet her every 2 weeks over tea. She likes tea, I like tea. So we talk, okay, Nicholas, what are you doing? What have you done? What are your next steps? So she's always guiding me, and you know, for that I am always grateful.
Is this free mentorship?
Yes, free mentorship.
Oh, how lucky.
Free mentorship. The luck for me was that I got onto a program by Yali for entrepreneurship training, and then we were asked to look for mentors. Then I approached her, okay, so I'm on this program, can you help me, you know, in this? So I just availed myself to learn, and I think it's something every Ghanaian should do. They should avail themselves. I mean, and to my church, ICGC Shakana Temple Pantan, they have been very grateful. I mean, I'm very grateful to you, everybody, and all my customers. Thank you for supporting me. We'll reach higher grounds, I mean, and the business will grow.
That's Nicholas Foley. He's an entrepreneur who has benefited from the Amplified project. We also spoke with Nathaniel Alpha. He's the head of social media and digital innovations at the Ministry of Information. So the Amplified project, and some, is a project that is trying to give you a voice, give you visibility for the products that you're making. It's also trying to promote made in Ghana. So clearly you have an edge if you're using local raw materials, because you're putting back into the economy and contributing to GDP in your own good way. So if you're home and you're watching us, you're an entrepreneur, you're producing using local raw materials. If you're not even using it, this is the time to look at your business model again and restructure yourself and put your best foot forward by sending an email to the Ministry of Information, giving them a summary of your business or your mentorship idea that you intend to use to have social impact. And they will get back to you. And if your business qualifies to be amplified, of course, they will amplify you. No local business ever has too much publicity or too much market. So take advantage of Amplified. And we are grateful that you've sat through this 1 hour of Spotlights. We intend to consistently use your time relevantly. This is MX24 Television. My name is Nwong Falong. Thank you for staying with us. Stay with us for more informative programs. Good evening.
Across Africa, nations are beginning to trade among themselves like never before, creating the largest continental market the world has ever seen. On the Single African Market Program, we will show you how products and services will be crossing barriers as the continent and its people embrace a single market in a sustainable